this is Adrian. Are you able to talk or?
Yes, I can for a few minutes.
Oh, okay, because I'm sure you're busy. I can call you back if you.
It's okay. We can go ahead and talk.
Okay. I was waiting for this press conference. I thought that he was going to give an update, but I didn't.
No one has gave us an update. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, well, there was supposed to be a conference or an update at 10, and there was nothing. He didn't even say anything. He talked about.
I know.
So I'm super confused. I didn't even hear him mention Quinton. So, but yeah, I have a YouTube channel, and I really started my channel with the Summer Wells case. I went on there just to talk with other people who with similar interest, and it kind of just took off from there. And so yeah, we started going over Quinton yesterday, he went missing yesterday, right? No, it was
Monday. Wait, I'm sorry.
Wednesday. Yeah.
It was Wednesday.
Yeah, and you were has she. And any question you can't, I don't know if there's any you can't answer or whatever. And anytime you need to go, it's okay. And, because I'm sure you're like so busy. I'm sure everybody's trying to talk to you, huh?
Ma'am?
Huh?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I said I'm sure everybody's trying to talk to you, huh?
Yes, but yesterday a lot of people are saying, and it really, really got to me, is you're just a babysitter. No, I wasn't. I had him all the time. We love him very much. We love him.
Yeah.
He never wanted to go home. He cried. And I usually kept him overnight even. I didn't keep him that night because we were supposed to go to our church and get a lot of books. Our school and our church had closed. And we was getting books. And, we were going to be busy, and I didn't want not to be able to watch him.
Right.
So I sent him home and told him, he would be back tomorrow. I get a call. I was up at 5 o'clock waiting on them. Mm-hmm. I get a text at 5:29 saying from Danny that he was not coming.
From Danny, okay.
Which is the stepfather.
Right, or or whatever he is. Yeah, the boyfriend.
Yeah, whatever he is, yes. So I said, okay. I thought it was unusual because he said, Leilani was up with him. Leilani's never up with him.
Wow. Okay. And yeah, I see. That's what was confusing. Some people said, I've read some places that it was a text, and some places it was a call from. I thought it was from Liliani. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but
Leilani.
But it was Liliani.
Uh-huh.
But it was actually Danny who.
Yeah, it was Danny who texted me.
Is that happened before?
Yes, he texted me before because honestly, the last few weeks he has stepped up more than her, taking care of all three of these kids. I've never been gave diapers, anything that they needed except for by their grandmother. Their grandmother did when she was home and she went out of town. I could call her for what they needed, but Leilani never sent me anything for these kids. The last couple weeks, Danny has stepped up and said, Miss Michelle, tell me what you need. Have I sent you everything I need? Like, it seemed like he was trying more. I'm sorry, my grandson's crying.
No, you're fine. I appreciate you talking to me. Let me take a minute.
Okay, you can go ahead.
No, and nobody should be saying, no, you're just a babysitter. You are, seriously, I want to talk to you more than I do anybody else because you're going to be not as biased. Like, the mom does seem like she's trying to be honest because she's even saying that, she feels like her own daughter could be, it sounds like she thinks that she could be responsible, right?
Right.
That's what it seems like. So had she ever, was it normal for her to text or for them to text and say they're not coming today?
Not so much. I mean, they have before, but they usually want me to have them. Even if she is off, I have them. She lives like 2 houses down on the other side from me, and I would have her kids, and she'd be off on the front porch smoking. When she see us drive by, she would run into the house. So she wanted us to have them. Now, the same day at 9 o'clock in the morning that he disappears, I get a text from Danny asking me, have I seen Quinton? We call him Monkey. I've always called him Monkey.
Wow.
That's what
the little, oh my gosh, why can't I think, Michael, a little boy that's missing, been missing for almost a year now. That's what his nickname is Monkey. Wow.
But we went over there after he had texted me, and no, I didn't. I called him and I said, what do you mean?
Right.
And he said, Quinton is missing. And I said, I'm on my way. And so I went over there, and we got out. Me and my oldest daughter got out that lives with me. My other daughter doesn't live with me anymore. She's grown. My 17-year-old got out, and we said, okay, he's a kid. Maybe he got into a closet or a cabinet. Let us go in. And I cleaned Billy Joe's house for her. They totally trust me. And he says, no, we've already looked for him. She's already looked for him. Well, it can't help to look again.
Right.
They wouldn't let me or my daughter in. So I was fixing to leave and call Billy Joe. I didn't know what was going on. And then I was going to call the police. But before I could get in my truck, the police are stacking up behind my car.
Oh, wow. And
I couldn't get out. And I took Zane home with me because Leilani, all she was doing was smoking a back-to-back cigarettes, not looking for the baby, it was just a feeling I got from her and Danny.
Was she crying at all? Did she seem like...
She was crying, but she would stop crying. She was crying, and then she would stop and smoke a cigarette. How do you turn your tears on and off? Right. What in the hell are you doing smoking a cigarette? Your baby is missing.
Right. Oh my gosh. And so soon after, you need to... Something, it sounds like, I don't know. I think it sounds like they're covering up something that happened. Maybe she lost her temper. Do you know if she has a temper, or have you noticed signs of abuse or anything?
I noticed that she's not good to her kids, and if she doesn't get what she wants, I know that they would leave 20 times a day to go to this house down here that is a known drug house down here. It's probably her friend. I'm just telling you, she did not care about her kids.
Right.
Danny acted like he cared more about the kids than she did, but he still didn't do everything right.
Yeah. Do you think that he would cover for her?
I think that Leilani is a manipulator and a pathological liar, and I think that he would. I think that she manipulates people very easily.
Okay. Because, I don't know. If both of them know, which I'm guessing they do, which, would hopefully be the better situation, because hopefully he breaks or some people are thinking, he was responsible, but I don't know. I don't know him, but I get more, my feeling is it has the mom. I don't know. First time I saw her, I was like, Casey Anthony. First thing, as soon, that was my first thought. And I didn't even read the story, and I just immediately thought Casey Anthony. I don't know if it was just because they're young and, or what, but I don't know. This is so you've been watching him for the last 6 months, every week, right?
Well, I've actually been watching him. I was so nervous that day, and I was so distraught over that. I've actually been keeping them for 10 months, but now when I first started keeping them, it was on and off. I would have them maybe one day a week or or something like that. But steady keeping them all the time has been the last 6 months.
And how did you meet her? Or how do you know her? Just from the neighborhood?
No, I went to church with a wonderful lady that is the lady, the step-grandfather, the one that's married to Leilani's mother, his sister. I went to church with her. She's a wonderful lady. Tommy, I don't know him personally, but I know his family. He comes from a good family. I know his mother.
Billy's husband?
Billy's husband, yes.
It's Tommy, okay.
Yep, they're good people. Now, I got a call from Sandra one day and said, my husband's wife's daughter needs a babysitter, and she knew how much I love kids. She said, do you think you could help out? I said, absolutely. And that's how I met them. I knew nothing of Billy Joe or Leilani.
Do they pay you, or?
They paid me, but I only charged them $15 for the 2 little boys apiece. I didn't even charge them for Sky because they were having a hard time. And then when I realized and I started seeing and I started opening my eyes, I had texted him and I said, I'm going to start charging for Sky, because they would pay me and literally turn around and say, Sky has no milk. Can you please loan me this much money to get her milk, and I'll give it back to you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know they were on WIC. See, all this stuff, I didn't know all this stuff. I just learned a lot of this stuff.
Right. Wow. And so you said $50 or?
No, 15.
15, like a day, just a day?
A day.
Wow, that's not very much for both of them, or for all of them, really?
No, I charged 15 a piece for the boys, so it was $30 a day for the 2 boys.
Yeah. Not that it's important, it's just that I didn't imagine that she had very much money or anything, so I was wondering how that went, or if she had some type of, sometimes there's some state funding that will help pay for.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay. I know you probably have to go in a second. I don't want to keep.
I'm fine. It's fine.
Just don't. Anytime you need to go, don't. I know your life is so hectic right now. I can't even imagine. And I'm like, I wish I would have written down the questions I want to ask, because now I'm like, oh gosh, there's gonna be something I want to ask, and I'm gonna forget.
Right.
So, okay. So you've been watching her every day. Have you noticed any like bruises or anything like that? Because there's a babysitter I was reading, a lady that claims that she used to babysit for Zane, who said that he used to always show up with bruises and horrible.
They did have bruises. Quinton had bruises. I actually sent his grandma pictures of the bruises. This was a couple days before all this happened.
Wow, really?
Yes, he did have bruises on his neck. It was told to my daughter a few months ago by Leilani that I knew that Zane, the 4-year-old, was her favorite. You could tell.
Right. Okay.
And she told my daughter that she didn't bond with Quinton. She bonded with Zane, that Zane had been through everything with her. Everybody that knew her knew for Quinton was her least favorite. Well,
really?
I don't know how you have, oh, yeah. I don't know how you have favorite kids.
Mm-hmm. What was that you said?
I said, I don't know how any mother has favorites with
I know.
kids.
Oh, my gosh. That's my biggest pet peeve, because my mom was like that. Yeah, it's my biggest pet peeve. She had, of course, I was the least favorite. So, of course, I am a big advocate. It's really important never to, and if you do have a favorite, make sure never shows, because it really affects the kid's life. Really, it's horrible. You don't have favorites. I don't agree with that either, but I was going to ask you that if it seemed like she was different towards Quinton. Then was he easy baby, or was he difficult?
He was an easy baby. He was happy. He was just always smiling. He was the type of kid, he smiled with his eyes, and just the cutest thing.
What about postpartum? Do you think that's possible that she's going through postpartum due to the baby?
I had postpartum. I have 6 kids. My oldest is 25, and he's a cop in Florida. I had postpartum with my second child, and no, you have these emotions, but never did I have the emotion to hurt my kids. Now, But she's been like this with all of them. So if she tries to use that, and hopefully she don't, she's been like this with her other kid as well. So she can't use that.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody, I mean, nobody is saying anything good about her. Like, not even her own mother, really. I mean,
Now, did you see that one post? What was it, Mercer? What did she say? That Leilani's heartbroken and for people to leave her alone.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. She's not heartbroken. When she got out of jail, why didn't she come and start looking for him? Why didn't she talk to the news people and the public and beg?
Or is she still being held, or?
No, she's home. And they were actually, they were fighting, the news people picked it up. They were fighting. Leilani was screaming, I don't know where he is, and I don't know who was asking her, but someone was asking her in her family where he was, and she was screaming, I don't know where he is.
Oh, because you could hear it? You were.
Oh, yeah, you could hear it all the way down the road.
You witnessed this yourself? Wow. And were the cops, I mean, is your road, like, filled with cops still? I mean, are they?
No.
So, so have they been out there searching? Because I remember the grandmother yesterday was saying, like, where are the, nobody's doing anything.
No. They were supposed to start at daybreak yesterday. No one, the FBI and them didn't show up until about 9, and it was only a handful of them. There has been no cops here, no nothing.
So did you see Danny home too?
Yes, he was home. He's home.
Oh, so is he over there with her?
They're home. The brother's home too.
So they both live over there. Is she even allowed to? Well, first, how long have they been home? Do you know?
Yesterday sometime, I think maybe around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
I'm not really sure about that time, but I know it was before 2.
Wow. So they're still over there? They haven't even been brought back for questioning? Because
I don't.
Wow. The way people were talking on Facebook, I thought that she was being held for like 48 hours. Dang.
No, she's home. She got home yesterday.
Wow. Shit. I was trying to write down questions as I go, so I was about to ask you something, and then I freaking forgot because I didn't want to forget to ask you when she got home. But okay, so you think they got home yesterday morning, and everybody talks about how much of a liar she is. Let me think. What else? She's 22. All her kids are different dads, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's crazy for 22. Man, that just bothers me. I mean, I just hate that because I'm all about like women being independent, and that's just she's so young,
Yes.
Have you seen her? Does it seem like she's using drugs or substances?
Well, I can tell you this. She came over one day, and she was flying. Like, when I tell you she was flying, she was on something, but she was spinning around in our living room and had her hands out and her head up to the sky.
Whoa, so she was literally flying, like, almost.
Literally flying.
So, like, spinning, like, just being silly or,
No, like being, ridiculous, and she was high on something. You can tell when she's on something. I can tell when she is on something, her eyes totally change, and then when she's not. When she's not, it seems like she's in a really bad mood.
So when she is on something, is her do you notice, like, does it seem like you said she seems, like, speedy, or is she one person?
Oh, yeah, she goes 100 miles a minute talking, like, it's bad.
Because I don't know. Somebody said something about her. She used the other babysitter or the lady that claimed that she babysit Zane. Said that she used to nod out well. So I didn't know if I'm trying to see what her drug of choice is. Nodding out, I would think opiates, but when people first take pills or opiates, it does make them kind of speedy. So I don't know.
Well, I think that she stays up all night and then she sleeps all day. That's why she can't take care of her kids.
her. So something happened when she was up all night with or something.
Now, this is my theory, and I don't know for sure. I think that something happened that night, and they text me because they know that I'm going to be like, well, I'll come over there and get them if you want me to. Like, I did that before, like an hour or two later, I'll say, well, because they've been out on the road before playing by themselves, and me and my daughter had to get them. So I'd be like, well, I'll go over there and get them in an hour or two if you want me to, because I knew it wasn't a good situation. But they probably text me that because they knew in a little bit I would be texting, can I go ahead and get them?
Wow, yeah. I think that you're like one of the, I think that you're very important to this case. And have you talked to law enforcement? I mean, obviously you've talked to law enforcement, I'm sure, right?
Yes, they've come and checked my cameras. I sent them the text where, they had texted me. I have cameras all around my house, and my camera does show their house, but my camera is set up through Brinks. And what does is it's got to be like 50 feet, something getting close to your yard within 50 feet, my cameras go off.
Oh, dang. What about that one, I saw a still shot of a truck out. Has anybody found out where that came from and whose camera, and been able to get a hold of that neighbor? Because it looks like their camera was pointing straight at that Billy and Tommy's house.
I'm pretty sure that was my camera.
Okay.
I let the FBI come in and check it, but because there wasn't no, it wouldn't show.
Right. So you just had that picture because the truck set it off, and the truck that was. So you saw that truck with the trailer that was supposedly out there. I think there was like an older truck or something. Was she even allowed to be around the kids alone?
No, I'm not sure on that. I know her mother had custody of the kids.
She got them taken away.
Yes. So I don't know, but if your kids get taken away and give someone else, I really don't think you should be around them.
Right, not alone. I would think that would be a rule, and that's what I'm worried about. Now, a lot of people are blaming the grandmother, and right now, I'm sure already that she's already freaking so upset with herself, and already having guilt, because I really truly I believe that her daughter was not supposed to be around the baby alone, and I think that Billy or I think it's just Billy that has custody, not his stepdad.
It's just her.
Yeah. She's probably going to get in some kind of, she might be charged with neglect or something, I'm guessing.
Right.
Because she's not supposed, I don't even know if she would be allowed, at the very least, the grandmother would have to be there. She can't just take off for weeks at a time, and that doesn't even make sense. Do they call it DCS down there, or DHS, or is it DHS?
Yes.
So DHS isn't going to just you don't get your kid taken away and then, have them given to your parents, and then, I'll just move in with my parents, and, they're not there most of the time anyways. It sounds like, I don't know. I don't think that, I'm afraid that Billy is probably going to be in some trouble, and I think that I worry because I think it's going to be hard on her, because if it wasn't for her leaving the baby alone, with her when she wasn't, I don't think was supposed to be.
Right.
So, but you said overall you think Billy seems like a good person.
Well, and I don't know them. I've learned a lot of things in the last few days that I didn't even know. People change, people do things in their past, and hopefully they learn from them. Right. But there's so much. I feel so overwhelmed with what I've learned. Like I don't even know who to believe and what to think about any of them at this point right now.
Right, because some people are thinking Billy might. I don't think.
Well, no, I think it's just because she should not have let around her. Now, my phone has a few texts on it but some of my messages got erased. Billy, if they check her phone, the cops can see how many times I have texted her about these children or texted her, please call me, because things were happening that I've seen.
Yeah,
so,
and you would talk to Billy about your concerns about.
Yes, absolutely.
And it sounds like, do you know what caused the eviction on September 9th?
Yeah, they were fighting over Leilani just being nasty to her, and Leilani is a very lazy person. Anyone that sees it knows she's very lazy, and she wouldn't, her mom did come home out the road and, bleach her carpets, clean everything, make sure everything was clean for the kids, make sure they was clean, and Leilani wouldn't help, and she wouldn't get her clothes out the dryer, so I think it was a lot of things of her not taking care of the kids and the house that just made Billy Joe angry, and Leilani, I think, hit her or lunged at her, and then it just got bad, so Billy Joe just called the police.
Yeah, and I guess it said in the report or the eviction that she filed that they would argue all the time, or that Danny and Liliani would argue all the time or something.
Yes.
Have you heard them arguing?
I've never heard him. I know what Billy Joe has told me. She would call me, and she would just say, I don't know what to do anymore, Michelle. She's not changed. I thought she was going to change. I thought she was going to do things different. She told me she wanted to, and I could just tell she doesn't want to. I mean, if she doesn't have cigarettes and she doesn't have her whatever drugs she does, then she's not happy, and she makes everybody's life miserable.
Right.
And her kids.
Right. Wow, that's just, that's what doesn't make sense. If she was having a rough time, let's say she got angry and did something stupid, and and I don't know, hit him too hard. I don't even like to think about it. But the thing is, you said the kids go there no matter what, even if she doesn't work. She would have. She has the days off, right?
Right.
You get the kids. It sounds like she has it pretty easy. It doesn't sound like she's been paying any type of rent. I think she was supposed to.
Right.
Pay her mom rent, but from the eviction notice, it doesn't look like she has been. It does also, I heard too that the day that, on the 5th, was that the day that he went missing? Was 5th? Let's see. Today is the.
He went missing the 5th.
Okay, so I heard the 5th was the day that they were supposed to be evicted.
I'm not sure on that. I don't know what day it was. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what day that was supposed to be, but I do know they were supposed to be out.
Did Billy have a favorite? I know that.
She seemed to love both of them very much.
Okay.
She's been over at my house when I had him, and she got home early and come over here. And she would come home early, too, and not even tell Leilani, and surprise visit and check on them and make sure Leilani was doing what she was supposed to. And, this is not my tale to really tell. I'm not, a nosy person, but I feel like that I have been lied to so much. And Billy Joe hasn't even been home seeing what her daughter's doing, so I do know what Leilani has been doing with her kids and how she's done. So I guess I feel like I don't want to be a nosy tattletale person, but people need to know that they don't need to feel sorry for Leilani. They need to understand that her baby's missing, and she doesn't really give a damn.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. It's like she doesn't even care. That's so crazy. Man. So, yeah, I think I don't know. I can't think of anything else that you think would be important for me to. It's okay.
Yes, I can tell you one thing, and I told one cop. I can't remember what cop I told, but everything that day when the FBI come over here, I was trying to think, and I left it out. When that morning, right before Danny had texted me, it was probably about 8:40 when I left to go get my girls McDonald's and come back. Leilani or either him was in their gray car, and they was driving very slow up to their house from our stop sign. Now, this is what I was thinking. If it was Danny and he was driving slow, because he was literally driving like slow, looking, they had one window rolling down as I was leaving. If it was him, then he really might not know what happened to Quinton. She might have done something when he was already at work.
Yeah. What time does he usually work? Do you know? They
usually have the kids to me between 5:15 and 5:45. Sometimes they're a little late at 6 o'clock, and then they're running late and they're trying to rush to work.
So he works
yes, he works.
What time? And she does too.
Yes, they both got a job, I believe, at the same place, making very good money.
Oh, okay. But yet they don't have money. It sounds like for
their kids.
Yeah, it probably is a drug problem. What do you think law enforcement thinks? I mean, they're trying to act like, yesterday they were saying we don't suspect foul play, which I'm like, are they just like bluffing? Because what else could it be? A 20-month-old doesn't just like go on a morning stroll. Like, I mean, if it does, he's not going to get far.
Right. I don't know what to think about law enforcement. I know when it first happened that Savannah Chatham County Police was all over it. My road, you couldn't get through it. And then I heard, I don't know this for a fact, that the FBI said they was taking over. So then we didn't see no more Chatham County. Like, they just disappeared, and we seen FBI yesterday, but it was only a few of them, and they wasn't here long either. And then I heard they got 2 more search warrants. So I don't know what's going on, but I think that they should definitely let the people know something. Like, they're working on something, but just give us something, because people are still literally walking these woods. They haven't listened. They haven't stopped. They're walking these woods trying to find this baby.
Right. And if they know that it was foul play, right. If they know that the people would be wasting their time looking, then they should say something. But also, I could see them maybe they're giving false, maybe to make Liliani and possibly Danny feel more comfortable and think that the law enforcement believes them. Maybe law enforcement is just trying to go along with and try not to freak them out so they won't, say, oh, we need a lawyer, we're not going to talk. I don't know, because law enforcement will sometimes lie if it's, well, a lot of times, if it will help the investigation. So it's possible. That one chief, or your guys' chief, he seemed like a really nice guy, but man, he didn't know anything about this. I mean, he didn't
even know his name. He couldn't remember his name. That's why I was shocked.
He didn't know. Oh my gosh, he didn't know if he had any brothers or sisters. I couldn't believe it. It's like, did you not prep yourself for this?
Right.
Beforehand? So. Wow. Well, I do appreciate you talking to me. I don't want to keep you forever, because maybe I might ask or see if you could talk again sometime, and I don't want you to have a bad experience this time and be like, no way.
No, it's fine. Can I have your YouTube name, or
yeah,
you can't?
Ziggy. I go by Ziggy. I'll send you the link.
Okay, send me the link, and thank you for talking to me. And because like people are saying, I am just a babysitter to them, but when you love kids, you're more than that. If you hear anything, could you let me know?
Yeah, sure. I'm right now. It looks like. Do you know a Holly Ford? She just messaged me. I guess that's the mother of the other babysitter, Holly Ford. She's wanting to talk too, but I was just asking because she just messaged.
Yeah, I don't know anybody. I've talked to a couple people, but I don't really know them. I've got so many messages in my inbox.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm lucky that I even, I got a hold of you. I put a message on one of your posts and I think that's what you saw. So
I'm praying in my head before I talk to you and ask, what I should do. Like, I don't want to spread stuff, but I can spread the truth as far as I know it.
Right. As long as you are just, speaking the truth as far as that's like all you can do. And if, I don't know, has law enforcement told you can't talk? I mean,
No, they haven't. Like, literally, they come up and they talk to me, and I sent the FBI the messages where that he said that he wasn't coming today. But I don't know anything. They haven't talked to me. I've just been outside like other people, walking, watching, and waiting.
See, you would think though that Danny, the fact that you saw the car creeping by, I mean, that seems like positive. Maybe like Danny doesn't know, but he texted at 5:30 to tell you that he wasn't coming. So the kids weren't coming. So like, what did he know?
But yeah, that's where I get confused, because I feel like, did they do something that night, or is he trying to cover himself, or then he comes by creeping, and does he really not know, and something happened between when he left? Because I can tell you this, at 7 o'clock, my door's open every day. I am outside because my husband leaves for work by 7:30. My son-in-law leaves for work. My son lives in a house behind me. He leaves from work around 8. We were outside, so I know I can promise you from 7:30 until 9, Quinton, like she says, did not get out that door and walk down no road. We was outside. Now, I don't know what happened that night, or I don't know what happened when Danny left for work from, say, a quarter till 6 until 7:30 until my door opened.
Did he go to work yesterday? Or the day
before?
On Wednesday? Probably not, huh?
He did work. He went. Well, someone said they verified that he was at work and that he came home. So that was him. I'm thinking that was him going slow. Maybe Leilani called him and said, if he didn't have nothing to do with it, Quinton's missing. But either way, she's guilty. Even if she went to sleep and left that baby up and that door open because she opens it so much smoking, that's still her fault. She's responsible. Don't be a dead-ass mom. Get up and take care of your kids.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't, to me, I don't think she's even supposed to be around them by themselves anyways. Especially...
And I think Billy Joe's going to have some repercussion from that, because she knew in her heart, she knew that she wasn't supposed to be around him. I don't care if your daughter says she's changing. I'm texting you all this stuff, so apparently she's not changing for the good.
Yeah, she probably thought she was doing a good thing and trying to keep the kid, keep the, their mother and her grandkid's life, and also trying, I don't know, it probably a little bit of an enabler. I mean, obviously she is, if she's letting her daughter live with her while she's using, because that's enabling, and because that's money that she doesn't have to pay for rent that she gets spent on drugs, so that's why it's enabling. I mean, even though she's supposedly, it sounds like supposed to pay rent, but according to the eviction paper that was filed by Billy, but I don't know how much, and it didn't say specifics, but anyways, yeah, so did you hear anything on the news? Like, did he say anything about Quinton today on the news?
I haven't seen it. Honestly, I went grocery shopping earlier. I was on my way back when you were texting. Because they had my car, nobody could move, so I hadn't been to the grocery store. So I had to go grocery shopping this morning, and I into the bank, and then I came back. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I talked to you, so I mean, that's I know that your life is hectic right now, and everybody's wanting to talk to you, so I figured you'd get back a hold of me when you could. So,
yes, ma'am.
But, well, thank you so much. And, yeah, if I hear anything like, would it be best for me to text you or message you on, Messenger.
Text me. This is my number. Either one is fine, and I will get back to you. But please send me your YouTube link, if you will.
I'll do that right now.
All right.
If you ever want to come on and, talk about it, but I know some people are really shy. The best way the advice I give people and the way I handled it when I first started YouTube is I just act like I'm talking on the phone. I don't look at the comments,
Right.
So if you ever want to come on there, and, but I didn't want to ask you that right first because sometimes people, a lot of people get really nervous. So here, let me get you. Before I forget, because I was going to send you that link, and then, okay, and I'll just let you go so you can, so have you talked to anybody else from, besides law enforcement? I mean, like.
No, nobody.
Wow.
And Billy Joe, I texted her last night, told her I was praying for them, and has she heard anything, and she hadn't texted me back. So, I guess, like she feels like I was just a lady that kept her grandkids, but no, it was more than that. My whole family loved the kids. Even my mom in Florida would FaceTime me and see the babies, and my mom loved kids too. So, and a lot of the kids that I've kept through my life, they even call my mom Nana. So it's not like we're just a babysitter and they come and go from 9 to 5. No, they're with us at night sometimes a lot because of their situation. So I really feel like Billy Joe has not let me know anything, and she could have, because I was right there for her grandkids.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you did a lot for them. I mean, only $15 per kid, and nothing for the baby. So you watched the baby also? At first I thought it sounded like you only watched the boys.
Nope, I watched all three.
Okay. Even when she didn't work? All of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. And the baby, how soon did you start watching, like after the baby was born, did you start watching her?
She was about almost 2 months.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I mean, is there anything else you can think of that people should know? I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting to ask that I really wanted to ask, but I guess I can always text you.
Yes, ma'am. No, not at this time. I hope that he's just not a face that they forget, and people are going to.
As long as like, you guys are willing and stuff, I will continue to talk about it. I have, I have a pretty decent following from the Summer Wells case and stuff, and so I will, and I also know a lot of the creators, so I could definitely help you guys get in touch with other ones that would be more than happy, I'm sure, to talk to you. So.
And I have a lot of pictures. The picture that she turned in that day was not even a recent picture, and the pictures the grandmas got, except for the one with her with them, she got off of my Facebook. I can send you so many pictures of him.
She took pictures off your Facebook to turn them into, wow. See,
yes, and then pictures that I sent her of him, she shared as well, but they didn't even have an updated picture of him. Leilani gave that picture when it was his birthday party when he was 1 year old.
What?
Yes, that was crazy to me.
Wow.
But I do have pictures, too, that I can send because he looks a lot different and he's a lot bigger.
Wow, yes. Send me one with more recent so that I could show people to be on the lookout, because that makes me think maybe he is alive. Maybe she, I don't know, got money for him or something. I don't know. Who knows?
That's what through my mind, too, so many things. Then I thought maybe she left the drugs out and he got a hold of them and then they covered it up. So many things just went through my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I will send you some of these pictures of him right now.
Okay, awesome. And I text you that link, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye.